Hello, and welcome back to Geek, Feng Shui. I'm your host and game master, Bob Sellers, Jr. Shout out to our friends at Catacrook Brewing here in Castle Manorville. Under pressure in Golden Valley and South by Southeast and beautiful Pine Island are venues of similar family, pet-friendly, kid-friendly, fun places to go. Whether you're participating in events or just chillaxing, whether you bring your family, friends, pets, or find them there. And if you find your pets there, it tells you they like it there better than at home. Just saying. On Sundays, you can do yoga and cast, and in fact, I charge you for drink before, during, after. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website at geekfengshui.com, and of course, this channel, which we appreciate every like, subscribe, and setting of the bell. Please like, it helps immensely. So, what am I doing here with the Mage on the Alliance side? Well, I was running a character over as an experiment with. I swam over a night owl. While swimming over, I ran into somebody that was swimming the other way, and I thought, that's not a half bad idea to try. I go over the mountains, so I decided to make Glockenspiel, which is a mage that level up to level 5, just to give him a bit of a chance. I still got this cough, which will not go away. Glockenspiel is an enchanter. If he survives, he's doing all this stuff. I've got all my paladins, of course, to 17, my rogue to 17, and my other smaller characters to 14. We'll go along here, and essentially what we're going to do is the reverse of this one over, so the danger is right away, not swim. And to be honest, I don't know if there's things under that dock. When you come in, that's going to be the big question mark. It's terrible. Harbour. Gotta watch out for the wolves. Not necessarily. So we'll see. This might be a short video that I never release because it didn't work. Or I released this like, this is how you do not do it. This got me curious. I said if I had the choice between swimming or going over the mountains, the mountain was not so bad. Once you have a proper guide for it, watch what you're doing. Accidents still happen. So what I'm doing is I'm going up the middle of the river. This is where my characters on the other side will come through. There's going to be a wolf I have to watch. And then it's going along the cliff edge. And this is where it gets interesting because I have to watch out for Nice kill. Killed most of them. Not all of them. Get lucky. Oh. This is not normally the way that I would recommend. You want to go around the top of the cliff, but hey, you know, if you can get the right mix. You want to go around those guys up on top, much like you did when you go up, if you watch videos on that. So yeah, if you luck out, so normally you'd run across the top and then come down. When I lucked out, somebody was killing him over here, but then you have a problem with things up on top. But if you go along the edge, yeah, it's pretty slick. And we'll just do the reverse swim. So yeah, I didn't do across the top, which is where the most danger comes in with the aggro. Shouldn't have anything to worry about underwater. Sure far enough out. Watch a killer whale comes and goes. Probably should have run along the top of the cliff, but I wanted to give you the idea of what you got to watch out for and what you can take advantage of if you're lucky like I am. It's the first time I've actually run into somebody killing those off. Usually when I come in the other way, they've been killing the clams, but not those murlocs. So your exposure is a little smaller than it is with the mountains. So is this a better way? Perhaps. To be honest, I wouldn't have considered it had I not seen somebody do it. But, well, I might as well make a video of doing it just to show options. Going along the edge of the cliff is your biggest exposure because you want to go down the low end of the cliff. So when you're coming over the edge, you want to go along the you want to be on the outside curve of the cliff without falling down. So yeah, you can do this route or you can go over the mountain. Like, the only thing I can suggest if you're going to do it, don't invest a lot in the character because it could be over quick. The person I saw doing was level 1, and I just opted to level this guy to 5 in the starting area. And I'll go level into whatever in the Night Elf at some point. You gotta watch it fatigue. They made it so that you have to be really close down. And you can go exploring up there. I have. It's nothing up there that should be any harm to you. But there's no, it's all for future expansion. Like there's a cabin up here that when you I'll take the upper shot. There wasn't anything designed to be here to watch some tigers. I don't know what's up on top. Where up on I think it's the Badlands. That'll tell us as we get up here. There's the Stormwind. So you can see here, you can get rest XP if you stay here, or you can follow your death. That would be a quick end of the video. But yeah, there's different things you can try climbing around. There's no herbs that I've seen or anything. But in later expansions, the cabin was a place to come to for questing. It was a questing, I want to say hub, that may be the wrong term. You don't have to swim. Sometimes you can just run along the. Well, sometimes. Oh. I was thinking that we'd come around over here, but I think you only do that if you fall down. It's a long drop. And for those that see, I know it's glockenspiel. That's what glockenspiel is. Unique enough. Nobody had it. But yes, what I'm going to start doing, probably even tonight, is do a video of classes on the separate sides. I'll do an alliance. Tonight I might do the finish getting the Horde Druid to 20, and I have an Alliance Druid. I did find a unique thing with priests. Night Elf priests have a unique skill, only to them, called Ice Shards, which is like Starfall from a Druid. So I was looking at the priest, I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember having this in my other priest. I don't know what I didn't, so I looked it up and said, well, that's Night Elf only. You can swim down there. At a certain point, you either drown or find exhaustion. So theoretically, I would probably recommend this route because if it's going to fail, it's going to fail right away. And get to that hilltop. I didn't go around it because I saw my chance and I took it, so my bad, but you can try it yourself. Pride myself in not having seen the death screen, knock on wood. I have a wood task long enough that I was running around with one of my characters. I was leveling up the lowlies, and there was a lot of people. There was a person I ran into that said it was their first time playing WoW, and I said, well, "It's kind of cool that you're starting WoW in hardcore, but okay." And I suggested that they go level in other areas because there was a lot of characters that were 2 levels over their head, whether being 2 levels over what they're fighting. And there was corpses galore. Naive people. Be more power to them, don't get me wrong. You want to push the limits every time. Over it. Your game, your play. Beginning part is my favorite, as you can tell by the characters. I do like the artwork that they do underwater. I will be curious. I don't know if there's anything under the dog. I should have gone with another character and looked. Because I'm thinking of Darkshore. Or South Shore for that matter. I guess anything with shore in it has stuff with the underdogs. Love the graphic of the drop off down there, just like. And if you survive and make it to Menethil Harbour, don't forget to get the flight point there. You gotta do this one all over again. I think in later expansions, the flight point that's on Darkshore does connect to the rest of the. I have to go test that theory. Also, there's a thing called inheritance gear that I don't think they have it here in Classic, but in Wrath of the Lich King and higher. What that is you can buy gear that is a set will give you bonuses right away. I went and started a monk just for giggles. I'll do a video on that talking about how they made it to be fast leveling because that's what everybody hates, the grind. Like, I will quote somebody from a video I was just watching. You want to skip over the part of the game that you enjoy playing and having fun with, get to the end game, and then you have no fun and walk away. All right. Yeah, you can fast forward through this. This is just a long swim. It's peaceful. Put an autopilot. This is that cabin I was telling you about, and I've seen in my other videos. Clearly, when they released Classic, they left enough open for expansion. And, there's a boat I got to take a trip on. I forgot about it there. It takes you to Barrens. So I can take my Alliance character and go and see what it's like to be around board. I think that's where it goes. That's all I have to take it to try it. Because I knew one of the boats in takes you to the southern tip of the continent, Stranglethorn. Oh, then that's the funny thing is, the biggest tips I can give is the leash effect. You can outrun stuff because the leash only goes so far. The other thing is to watch out for traps. I was in Teldersville leveling up character, and there's a hole you can get into that you go over a hill and boom, you fall down. I saw a video of the guy out in the branch. I found that the only way I could do is I had to wait for my hearth to generate. See, this is a shack. These are awesome. Nothing here. But in the expansion, there's a quest for, and there's a fight point or not. Yeah, when they added the hardcore element, they didn't undo anything. The game is designed to be challenging, meaning die, learn what you did, resurrect, come back. And then there's a flavor of it that people play that I contend is mislabeled. They call it hardcore, where you die once and you have to lead your character well. Yeah. If you really want to do that, play hardcore. You spend hours, days, months building up a character, rating, and then one silly wipe, and like, oh, that doesn't count. I don't have to delete. Over time, I'll level this character at some point, but I figured I'd do as an introduction video in the swimming backwards. I've done the swim with my night elves. Usually I've gone over the mountain with my horses. There's little areas you can pull up in it. Some of the funnier death videos, and I should not be using a little character, but I do, is they're in an area where a boss spawns. And they log out. And they come back and there's the boss and they're half dead and they're dead. Here comes a swimmer. Elf hunter. So yeah. This is another route. It's more relaxing going to the mountains. I'm picturing a seat going around. Watch outside a fall. I don't aggro this, I don't aggro that. Other than that little hillside. If you can make it around that curve without aggroing anything, then you're golden. Before you ask, no, I wasn't going to show a video where I purposely let me kill off the character. Although I'm tempted to try an Ironforge to see if you die if you fall in the lava. In the middle of Ironforge, around the outer ring, there's a net, so I've fallen in there. And it protects the idiots. But in the middle of it, there's no nets, and I think that does kill you. And if you're interested in seeing what our death log of the day so far is today, there's drowning. If you're playing the hardcore classic, you really got to get that. You got to get that. It would be nice if they put little herbs along here you could pick. Chests, fun stuff like that. I don't think they ever expected people to do that. Maybe they did. Of course, between the staying close to shore, the benefits and wheels out here. If the boat comes by and runs you over, it doesn't kill you. No. Fix that. Another area you can get up and run around. So yeah, I already had the Ironforge. I went by racial default. Went and got the Stormwind. And I'll get the Harbour, and then I can go level 3 areas. If I survive that far. I start out these videos not thinking I'm ever going to do it. One video, I can do this with my sleep. Where'd that killer whale come from? There is a shark that you see on the boat, and he is underwater. I haven't aggroed him yet, thankfully. It was level 1 or higher, but your warning goes off that he's there, and you can see him way at the bottom of the lake, or the ocean, or whatever. As far as I know, he doesn't come up high enough to get you. But he's a gold dragon. Yeah, you could run along the shore here. And at some point, you have to get back in the water. Yeah, if that does take you to the Barrens, I'll take one of my paladins there if they do Westfall. Because Ashenvale is normally where the Alliance would have gone through to get to the Barrens. Going the way of the boat that I'm talking about, that's where it goes, which I think it does. Then you come through the Barrens to Ashenvale from the other end. There's a high end and a low end to Ashenvale. And I know from the Horde side of things, when you come in, you're at the high side. Yeah, going over the mountains is less boring, perhaps. We haven't gone across this big bay yet where that shark is. And I didn't go around that lip, but, you know, sometimes you do what you do and get away with what you get away with. I didn't have an enchanter. I don't know what the heck I'm like enchanter. I have a hunter I fired up to do to swim the other way, to test myself. She is going to be the engineer, because I might try to do a survival hunter over time. And there's people have done a petless hunter, and like he said, it's a tough build to play, and there's a challenge to it. Don't get me wrong, but you have a pet for a mechanic of the race or a class for a reason. That being said, it's like a warlock, meaningless warlock. Yeah, you can do that. I've tried. It's nice to have that decoy because you'll squishy. There's a ship right there. So we're coming around to the big bay. This is where you got to go out because I think there's things that come on the. It's on the other side of that big planet. It's a long swim. Now, if this was a PvP server, so you'd have a horde waiting, and oh, let them get there, and poof, you're dead. I don't think there's a lot of raiding on the capitals in hardcore for good reason, because the guards will kill you. What we do is you get 100 people to go and raid a city, and kill off all of the vendors and stuff, and kill off all the guards. They must have wanted to leave this open, or else they would have had exhaustion right up to the edge of the cliff. These will pull off points. Yeah, timing is everything. Before you think, well, you could take your pallies out and put it out. Yeah, remember layering? You could do all that. Bring your character in. No. I had that happen with this character. I was in the cave. These guys had obviously cleared everything out. It sort of reminded me of when I was on the Horde side. And I went in, all of a sudden everything was there. It's like, oh crap. I really thought he was dead, but he ran fast. He popped up. Here, we're getting close. I see a ship again. When we get here, I might go take the other boat just to see where, if it does take us, and I'll get the fight point. there's nothing in town that would kill you. At least give you something other than a swim, boring swim. To be honest, I forgot about that boat until I was coming through on my hunterlet. She is level 6. Gonna go level in the moon and the other, following my strategy. I try to explain to people that ask, you know, or I see are struggling. It's like, well, go over the human lands and level up. And if you really want to get adventurous, I send them my channel, and I said, in the Alliance ones, you can see a link to a video that shows you how to do it. That's exactly what I did. Well, now I have one for swimming. To be honest, I've not seen any videos on this way. This is where I gotta start to be careful. Yeah, I can see the ship comes around. So in Barden Bay, at some point, there's stuff along the shore. So you come in here. Like I said, you want to keep your camera underwater. You'll also see the shark on occasion. He's way down deep. So I think over along in there, there's bad stuff. I'm gonna get a warning about the shark here. First time it happened, it's like, oh crap, I got the shark. And I said, no, I can look at this way the heck down there. Hold the boat, I'll be right there. No, don't go. Didn't. It was in through here somewhere that I. And this is going to be the trouble, because when you jump off a dock, you're far enough away from everything. I don't know if there's anything underneath the dock that I have to worry about. Keep waiting for the roll sound of the stupid Morlocks. Actually, if there's any red, I should see it. Because in Darkshore, there definitely is stuff in the water. So you end up at the same place, whether you're swimming or you're going over mountains. There are murlocs over there, so you gotta be careful. And we made it. So I started taking another boat to Darkshore and come down and take this boat. So I thought, people go, what the hell are you doing? Next. My name is Glockenspiel. The Mighty. Going back to inheritance gear, when you get it, you have to buy it over time. And I bought it, I can't remember when they introduced it, was Wrath of the Lich King might have been, so it's not in Classic, because there's a collections thing that you don't have here, but in Wrath you do. And unfortunately, all my characters, fortunately or unfortunately, moved up in the expansions. But when I've started a character in the last expansion, I have it all, have them all there, whether it's leather or mail or plate. The other thing, when you start, Legion is the highest I went in the expansions. I have not purchased it. I don't plan to, because I have characters that I would start level anyway. When you start a new character, you start at level 10. You don't start at level 1. And I went for giggles. I took a horde character that was max level, could fly, and I flew over to see how because I haven't started a horde character to try it there. But Legion, at least at the point I'm at, they flooded all of the stuff that used to be dry. My laptop's going crazy. So yeah, you get to see a little bit of difference here, and then we'll come back and we'll take the boat over to Darkshore. We'll go over and get ourselves to the launch point when I go and level and yeah, these things disappear. Dog's going crazy, as you can hear. Well, now that I know this character is over, I'll eventually get bags to him. Happy to say my alchemist can now make water breathing, because I'm going to show you the trap when I go to do the Alliance Darkshore. I've talked about it, touched on it, but there's a death trap in the underwater boats where you have to get the chests. And if you've played Horde, you're familiar with their similar ones. Their ships are not as deep, anywhere as deep. The only real depth I've ever had to go was as a druid getting the swimming form. But these ships, you have to go down and get inside, find the chest. It's dark. They don't glow or stick out, so you got to know where you're going. Well, the first time I went down there, I must have timed it just right, as luck would have it. And somebody cleared out, but when I went down with my rogue, fortunately not, because I got jumped. There's that coral shark. So where are we? Oh, this is Theramore. I guess I was calling the other one Thermore. That was not Thermore. I was looking to get the fight going here. So that boat does not go to where I thought it did. Boat that I'm thinking of must just be
What can I do for you? Be good.
you don't have any links to this. I missed the ship, but Thermore. There it is, because you have Ratchet up here. Yeah, I didn't realize. He lives in Ward. Wait a minute, it's a land shark. So that's a good thing to know, although that I wouldn't come over here and try to go up through here, because that is going to be tough sledding. This fire marsh. I'll tell you what level that is. Oh, that's a nice thing to do. Not had that happen before. Well, now I definitely can get bags. Dilute. Deliver. Anyway, going back to this. Dust Veil is 35.45. So yeah, you don't want to. Spread the wealth amongst my lower level characters. Someday I hope to have enough to do that myself. I just think I'll live long enough to spend it. But he or she may not be wrong. To answer a couple other questions on the PvP servers, why they're not getting on the boat? A horde would come down over here because there'd be cards on the boat. These people are not getting on, so this tells me maybe this isn't going where I think it does. There he is. Dagger in the offhand. That means you can't use the subtle backstab and whatnot. Glockenspire's having a lucky day. There are streamers that have a huge following that organize stuff like that. It's like, no, that's not me. Wish I did. I am happy with the size of my subscribers, and we don't necessarily run into each other. Do wave, say hello. Make sure I got the light point, which I do. look too. I think I have a one on one of my bank characters. I can see this guy. I typically don't invest a lot in star characters until they're at least 5 or higher. I have too many, particularly on Gold Road. Gold Road is a long road that has traps like 4 different places along it. I think I've fallen for at each of them. The funniest one is you come over the bridge into Orgrimmar, you think you're safe, and you find out there's a level 10 red boar that, what's it called there, that pats along the end of the bridge. Yeah, he'll kill you. It's not even Silver Star. Silver Dragon. You don't want to fall off a dock here because there are level 12 things that will kill you. And if you're not a night elf, you don't have this flight point. The other thing advice I can give you is have bank characters so you don't die and leave all your crap. It's like when I have overflow for herbs and stuff, I send it off. Cloth. I don't know if I have to go over and connect this one or not. Oh, this does connect it there.
Goddess watch over you.
Good to know. I did learn something. Hopefully you did too. But as a non-night elf, I don't have flight point over on. By default, if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm a skinner because there's leather galore. Particularly in the starting areas over by this guy started because there's a cave, a Yeti cave. Yeah, you got to watch for the death traps. I really have found the Alliance side. You know, there's an urban legend, and it's nothing more than that. My opinion of I've dealt with over the years of playing this game, that the developers were horde friendly and alliance haters. And I can tell you, there's some different, like for example, on the I didn't do a video of it, but on the druid side, to get the bear form, you have to defeat a bear. Here you have to go delete you have to fight a level 13 boomkin in a cave with other boomkins. And lucked out where somebody else would kill them off. And so yeah, you can't just do it at level 10. I don't know. That, in my mind, that would make Alliance characters better, but as I've seen, that's not necessarily true. People don't understand the dynamic of hardcore and frailty that brings with it. Again, there's people that play a different type of hardcore because there was hardcore before there was actual classic hardcore. And that was the delete, die and delete. But if you watch their videos, they'll say, well, I can appeal that. Well, who are you going to appeal it to? Obviously, Blizzard's going to say, let's see, you're not hardcore. You don't have to delete it. Then I've seen videos of people write it down. I get really upset. It's like, yeah. That there more I did not know about. I mean, I knew if there were more I didn't know. I didn't realize about one there. I bet if I go to Ratchet, get the flight point there, that links to it too. Because if you look at the map, you're on this thing, so yeah, that would make sense. So any alliance flight points here, I bet connect to that. That's what I'm remembering. Ashenvale is you got to go through to get to the Barrens. Ratchet, for those that don't know, is a neutral. I think there's several neutral ports. A ship goes from there. An alliance ship goes from there to southern tip, Stranglethorn Vale. Which I went down one time just to see what's there. Yeah, it's a high. See the price of bags. See, if I go to fly over there, there's no fee. But that's the only one it links to. Okay, I gotta go over and get the name of my printer too. So what I'll do is I'll get bags in case this character dies. We'll come back to Glock here. Reaper Boyer. This is Reaper Boy. The temptation, of course, is with my herbalists. With them, because I've been going back and forth. I use the bank here to hold all this stuff, but once you get big enough bags, you can commit to one being for just herbs. We'll go see what the 8 slotters sell for. 8 slot bags are going for 35 silver. And 10 slotters are. Now there's different kinds of bags, and what you gotta look for, see which one's selling cheaper. I wish there was a thing that told you the level bags you could filter by, but so here's an 8. Yeah, so woolen bags we go for cheaper. I could probably buy them for. So I would take. So there's 2. Did I just? I don't think I showed myself. I have it sorted by buyout price. So you gotta be careful when you do that. There's 8. 3 for the hunter, 4 for this, and then I will buy. Look at all my low level characters geared up with 8 because it does get cramped. It's really nice of that person. I come up with my friends list to lure God out. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is move this. Make this my skinning bag. Alright, so she only needs 3. I'll give her. Give her gold. Oh, what I'll do is I'll come over and get myself set for a proper wand. Whenever I'm used, even as a night elf, I can I'll get her one more bag. Then what I'm going to do is weapons. As an enchanter, I can make these. So initially, we'll start with a lesser magic. I'm going to get a fire wand only to have it, but I'm still convinced fire wands. So you do pick up staves as you go, but to 29, 21. Oh, 35, so that makes it easy right there. There is one that does, it's funny, conjuring. Yeah, this one was an interesting one. I got one for far cheaper than that. Okay, my druid, I can conjure food out here, so I don't need that. If I would go and get one next magical one, I'm not looking at that much. Stick with that. Oh, I know what I was going to get. I need to make a, since I have the funds to do it, I need a ruined copper wallet. I need strange dust and lesser. So now what I want to do, there's a fish I need to make so I can make underwater breathing. So if I go to consumables, underwater breathing is 20 silver. Strangle kelp. And I can buy, I'll buy that one. I'm gonna make these guys need it. Going back to the underwater trap, yeah, you want to make sure you have that if you're going to go to Darkshore. Fortunately, I can get the ingredients. My alchemist can make them now. I just gotta get the strangle kelp and the fish. Thanks to that this individual. Tons of karma in their direction. Oops. That needs what was it? Oh, Sunday. There's a way. Let's go look at make this bag my So enchant skinning. So I gotta make a to do enchanting and stuff. So the nice thing about the only bad thing about enchanting in Classic is you don't have the paper to send your enchants to other characters. You can open trade and enchant, and I believe.
I am honored. Farewell.
Thanks for the generosity of that individual. So I was over in Darkshore being the fishing pole, and the gentleman gave me the fishing, giving it away. I like those people. I have to do that myself.
Hello.
So now,
May the stars guide you.
what I can do, I don't have a bracer yet. Ha! Now I can shoot. So I'll go get us a little village in the outskirts. All video because my dogs are going crazy. I might pause it and then just come back and continue leveling to see how I survive the trip here. Don't know if there is. There's a quest I want to pick up. Two quests actually. I don't know if night elves can be mages, so I don't know if there's a mage trainer over here. Does not look like it. I've talked about the different bags that are specific to herbalism or skinning and that. And until you get really big bags, it's just better to use a regular bag and organize it yourself. Because it's like quivers for hunters. They give you a bonus, but they take up a bag slot and you can't put anything other than arrows in there. Or the other that holds shot if you prefer weapons or guns. Same thing with enchanters. There's an enchanter bag that you can get some that are really, really big. Cheaper than the same equivalent bag of the same size. But they're limited to just that stuff. On the Horde side, I have a couple of enchanters simply because I was doing everything else. Enchanting is good for a character like this because I can, you know, he has an engineering bonus.
Peace be with you.
You do health to his own. That is a high level quest. Let's pick it up here and have it in the queue. So yeah, it's like when you're a druid going over the other lands, there's no traders over here. Unless it just shows the class trainer. Yeah, it would have shown it if there was one for. But that was kind of a dumb thing to do because now I gotta figure out how to. You have to swim over here. And yes, you can drown. Let's see if there's a bridge over here. Sure, that'll teach me. In classic, in retail, when you're dead and going back to your corpse, you look like a wisp. These gankers would follow the let's go follow the wisp back. I love knowing him when I say that you're just peeking one of these. There's a quest over here. Unless it's just it offers it in two places. That's it. Right now, my hearth is the Thunderbrew, but what I normally do is set my hearth to Ironforge because it's kind of the middle ground between here and Stormwind. I'll have to do a graphic thumbnail for this character, and I have to do another one for Reaper. Graphics I use, I purchase places like Shutterstock. For I use because when I'm writing my books, I'm a visual creator, so I need to have. What I discovered early on is what many pratfalls of writing. Not that I'm a Stephen King or Kelly Armstrong or whoever you have, but when you describe your characters. And one of the ones I wanted to show monsters and non-monsters because people tend to have romantic things about vampires and werewolves, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like having a pet tiger. They can turn on you. Anyway, I came up with one called Rubicon. It has. I loved making the description of her, and then I found I did the scar work, and it came out really nice. I realized I need to have a graphic for her, and so I do. Along this road, there's things that'll jump out and get you. What I may do with Glock, I'll probably just add the video up here, but what I'll do with Glock is level him up in the beginning area, and then I'll bring him as high as I feel comfortable he can go without having to go back for training, and then go back and do the other human starting area and secondary. I'm trying not to go over areas I've shown ad nauseum. The only reason I did this is to show the backward swim, so that if you're interested in playing Alliance, whether it's hardcore or not, you have an option to get to Night Elf that does not involve mountains. Those tigers are a pain if you're level 1. Snag this quest as I go by later.
What brings you here?
Well, you should ask that question. What does bring me here? So yeah, to not make this any longer than it needs to be, we'll call this a video here. So check out our friends at Calicut Brewing here in Casa Manorel, Under Pressure in Golden Valley, south by southeast and beautiful Pine Island. Our venues of similar nature near you and yours. It's family, pet friendly, fun friendly, kid friendly, and you can find this. There we go. Find your fun. Our board games, card games. Cassim here has a game room of board games and card games. Many do. You can bring them yourself. They have events, just trivia, food eating contests, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. Check them out. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website, geekfengshui.com, and of course this channel, which we appreciate, really appreciate every like, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you watch, please like the video. It helps the algorithm and this creator immensely. It brings you great karma. So with that, we'll call a video. Have a good one. See you in the next one.